call me Joanna, Renee, or Renee, whichever's fine. This is for the sun, moon, rising sign of Taurus. Cross watchers, you're welcome. Don't be offended if you hear anything you don't like, because this could be for the person you're watching for. It's just what they're going through. It's their energy, okay? Energies can be interchangeable, but for argument's sake or specification purposes, I'm gonna say he and she to distinguish if I'm talking about the feminine or the masculine energy. I understand we have both. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you need a more in-depth reading, you can check out your moon, your rising, or your Venus sign. Your rising is also your ascendant. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. Happy February. I know I'm getting these off in the middle of the month, but better late than never, right? Just kidding. I'm trying to do it before the Mercury retrograde. So energy is a little stifling, only because we're in the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde. All right, so what did I say? Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you don't like the way I read, this is an adult channel. If you do not like me swearing or being my authentic self, you can just go fuck yourself. Just kidding. You can do that if you want, or you can just go to another channel. This is for adults. We're all adults here. Okay, nobody's perfect. We have flaws. This is a big step for me if I'm all over the place, because I'm a perfectionist. I'm learning to go with the flow. Okay, so my bulls, let's get started with your reading. Okay, timing is fluid. Yes, energy is interchangeable. Again, can't read for exactly every Taurus out there. Okay, and if you don't like the way I read, or you don't like the way I'm talking and shuffling, or whatever, if anything about me irritates you, feel free to find somebody else. You don't need to leave a nasty comment or a dislike. Okay, I'm not saying you should vote either way, but you know, like, let's keep this energy positive. This is a tough journey this lifetime, and most lifetimes, and we're all in it together. Okay, so, but there's no sense in just being rude, right? We're supposed to be of the light and enlightened. So, you know, let's keep it positive and encourage all those around us. Now, the reading itself is also general, all right? Not generalized for the public, but not in regards, I know people like love, but if money comes out in the cards like I've had for Pisces, then again, I'll try to make both apply, and apply it so that you can understand the reading from both situations, okay? Because love and money are closely tied, like our honey and our money, right? Okay, so we'll just go ahead and get started, right? If y'all need a personal reading, information will be below. Y'all know the drill. If this is not your first time, if it is, reach out. Personal reading, would love to read for you. All that will be in the description box, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a Celtic cross spread. Again, if you've noticed, the card's very tough. It's the shadow stage of Mercury retrograde. So energies are a little different than normal. A lot of disconnect, because it's what happens is Mercury's going so fast, and then it's slowing down. It's going in reverse. So when something has to stop and change direction, it's not a very smooth transition, if you know what I mean, okay? So, all right, for the sign of Taurus, my bulls, let me go ahead and do this again. Okay. All right, in your current position, ooh, Page of Cups. Oh, all right. Let's see, are you guys feeling defensive over a creative endeavor? Now, the Page of Cups is a message. It could be a message of love. It could also be an energy that's little more immature. And I don't mean immature in a rude way. I just mean like a student, right? And as we go through life, we have lessons and we learn how to handle things with experience. It's where wisdom comes from, right? So there's something that is close to your heart emotionally that you feel a little defensive about, or is a little challenging, or you're finding it's a little challenge. But this card also shows, as the Seven of Wands, that you're determined to move forward. As the Bull, very stubborn. It's a good quality, right? Sometimes. Unless someone's trying to get something from you and you're being stubborn, or you're stuck in your ways, right? But when y'all want something, you can move mountains, right? Because you're very determined, very headstrong. Great, great quality, okay, guys? And sometimes that tenacity and that stubbornness is what makes people successful. But perhaps you're determined to get some type of message to somebody. I'm gonna lay down a couple more for you. So this is in your current position, right? And the challenging part is what's crossing you. So it's kind of what you're dealing with. This Page of Cups is meant to be your energy, okay? It's not meant to represent someone else. Now, if you're expecting communication of some sort or a message from someone of an emotional nature, because money can be very emotional, as well as love. But this is a younger energy. Perhaps you're struggling with how to get a message across to someone where matters of the heart is concerned. And I know that a lot of earth signs, you guys are very practical. So sometimes emotions, because they're not logical, it's very difficult for you guys to communicate, right? Where other signs like waters might be it might be easy for them emotionally to express themselves, right? Or an air sign could probably be more clear about it. So as an earth sign, it's just very hard, because unless it's practical and it makes, it has to make logical sense for you guys, okay? So I could see, but you're very determined to get this message across, whatever it is. And we'll find out what was in your past and what this is in regards to, okay? Let me go ahead and just shuffle one more time. Okay, in your past, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And this card, is about your overall well-being. I don't know if this is per se a feminine. Some people like to say it's very similar to, see, Mercury retrograde, best excuse ever, y'all use it. It's like a self-assured businesswoman. But for me, it doesn't have to be a feminine energy. That's who's in the card, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean that. It's still an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This could very well be yours, your energy. Now, this message could be in regards to money. Perhaps your fear about not having enough, or feeling you don't have enough, right? Because upright, this card is very secure. It's a very, if you see me look to the side, I have a lot of notes because I'm a student of tarot. And I want to give y'all the best reading I possibly can with all the energies I'm trying to channel for. So give me a moment. God, I'm feeling a very stagnant, stubborn energy with you guys. So, guess I'd be channeling accurate, right? Yeah, so in your recent past, there's a King of Cups. And this energy, usually upright is, and it's upright, so King of Cups, right, is a strong person. It's a shoulder you can cry on. It's a masculine energy, okay? It could be a he. This could be you in regards to this relationship, because Tauruses are very compassionate people. So either this is someone in your past or your immediate past. Perhaps this could be the message you're struggling to communicate to this King of Cups, right? And in your thought space is the Knight of Swords. So there's some type, you believe there's some type of swift action that needs to be taken, or a battle perhaps you have to prepare for. That's what the Knight of Swords. Some people think it's an action of like rushing in with communication, which it could be, because swords can represent thoughts, right? And our words. But it's a lot of planning, and it's in your thought space and kind of where you're in your head at. So perhaps, you know, to second this with the Page of Cups, this message you need to get out is communication, but there's action that needs to be taken. Either, and we're going to find out towards who. It could be either to this King of Cups or in regards to this King of Cups, okay? Because like I said, like, I feel like, well, so far, this is of an emotional nature, but like I said, money can be very emotional to a lot of us. So especially a Taurus who likes stability, you know, you guys are really grounded. You like nice things, beautiful things. You rule, you know, Venus along with Libra. So beauty in all things. Let's see. Okay, now in your I almost said your recent future. Is that an oxymoron? In your immediate future, I guess that kind of would be, I don't know, is the Death card in reverse. So this could be a Scorpio energy, if that's how you want to see it. But perhaps you're taking action towards something that needs to come to an end, right? With death comes birth, or resurrection, or life. You know, everything freezes in the winter, so that by the month of May, your birthday time, everything's green and everything springs up from the ground, right? After a cold, harsh winter. Yes. Okay. So your fears, you're worried about leaving a situation, I'm assuming, or taking action to make strides to go somewhere. It doesn't have to be physical. Okay. It could be in regards to money, love, whatever it may be. I'm going to get some clarifiers. Okay. But the six is, it's like a curiosity, right? The six of see, Mercury retrograde, or I could just have a brain fart. So the Six of Swords is usually getting clarity about something and leaving to get some type of balance or harmony, right? But you're feeling a little upside down on the matter is probably the best way to say it. Or you're fearing that you're gonna be on the wrong side of something. Bear with me, guys. These energies have been super tough. Okay, and so in the position of how others are seeing you, or how you're being perceived, or the energy you're putting off, I got the Nine of Cups reversed. Now, usually this is alcohol abuse, drinking too much. It could be laziness. Perhaps the frustration you're having in taking this position. Taurus is a fixed sign, if I believe. Yes, very set in their ways, right? They don't like a lot of change. And if I'm wrong, sue me. Just kidding. I believe it is. And so for it being I'm the type of person I like to speak unless I know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's hard for you guys to get moving, right? Stubbornness comes in, or it's perceived as stubbornness. because you guys don't want to make the wrong decision. I'm thinking this is in regards to love. From what I'm seeing in the cards, it's not really about money. And maybe that's what you're struggling with. But I feel like something needs to end, or you need to take action for a beginning for something else to come in. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Again, channeling for a lot of people, and during a Mercury retrograde can make it very, very complicated. And everybody is going through, every zodiac sign is going through transformation this year for the next, 10 to 30 years. Like what we do now is setting us up. Okay, so here it is. Two that gave me clarity on that is the 9 and 10 of swords. So yes, I was gonna say I'm shocked that you guys aren't up in your head about this, but apparently you are overanalyzing it, or you're feeling stabbed in the back by a situation. Hierophant. So a lot of cards are just jumping, and so I'm just reading them as they are, and as they come out. Okay, so if this isn't organized like you guys like it, bear with me, okay? It's nerve-wracking already, to be honest, recording like this. So I'm getting over my fear and learning not to give a lot of fucks because I'm a perfectionist. So, but the details here are important. They're important to me, and they're important to share with you guys so that you can better piece together the story, right? Because this is so generic. So please have a little grace and patience with me. I'm doing the very best I can. Okay, so the 9 of swords. There's something that you're losing sleep over. I'm assuming it's in regards to love, because there's more love cards here than there are money or spirituality in regards to like your creative passions, okay? So, but it's coming to an end, because what I see here is the 9 and the 10, and it's a synchronicity, and they're right after the other. After the Wheel of Fortune came reversed. Now this too shall pass, right? As everything does. Like, if you're up for a while, eventually you have to come down. And if you've been down, eventually you have to come up, right? So everything's cyclical. So this could, and the Hierophant came out reversed, and that's your card. It represents Taurus, or a higher learning. What I'm sensing from this, Taurus, is that there is some type of, I don't know if disconnect's the right word. Help me out, source. Some leaving of a traditional type of situation that's keeping you up, because you guys are about tradition. And as earth signs, you guys are very by the book, usually, there's not a lot of out of the box. You're very traditional, very structured, very strong, slow, steady, even stubborn, right? Beautiful. But you also like nice things. So you work really hard to get those. And you appreciate your friends and your family, right? So you work to keep that very steady. You represent the ox that plows land, that's willing to do the work that everyone's dependent on, right? But in reverse, this is coming out of some type of group of a higher learning, or it could be a traditional marriage. Hierophant can represent marriage when it's in the upright, but this could be some type of divorce. Perhaps that is what is causing all the turmoil, okay? Some type, or separation of some sort, of a soulmate, or feeling like someone's your soulmate, okay? Because I see that there's an emotional message that you are struggling to get across, right? In regards to your stability, whatever that may be. There's some type of action that needs to be taken, or you're so afraid of the ending of it, right? The end of it, that could be where you're stagnant in your energy right now. All this fear, and it could be causing you to drink, or to at least, because earth signs don't really do good at feelings. So alcohol helps them numb it so they don't have to like really process those, because it's hard to intellectualize emotions. But being practical, that it presents a challenge, okay? I'm not saying you guys can or are incapable of it. I'm not saying that at all. But usually what you guys represent, you're logical, right, and structured. Yeah, and then the 8 of Wands. There's some type of communication. 8s for me are communication, but this is in the reverse is your outcome. Feeling very bound to the situation. Perhaps you're coming out of it. I feel like this King of Cups might be someone in your life that is there to support you and be that shoulder to cry on. And it could be a water sign. This could be a Scorpio, Capricorn, or Scorpio. This could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. And with the King of Cups, as the rising sign, it could represent a Scorpio. So, this could be your support system. A King and Queen of Cups, they're very like supportive emotionally. They're very nurturing. So perhaps that's who you can get clarity. You can speak to. Maybe they can help you verbalize your feelings or help you express them, right? To where you can get that peace and you're not living in that turmoil of trying to either suppress your emotions or feelings about something, or to where it causes problems with everyone in your world. You know what I'm saying? So being able to feel those emotions, right? Not numbing yourself to it, not trying to work too much to where you have to, because I feel like this 9 of Cups reverse could either be laziness, but it could also be like workaholic. So where you don't have to feel those emotions per se. Like anything that is a distraction to your feelings, right? That's why people are workaholics or alcoholics or sexaholics or whatever they do. It's so they don't have to sit with the pain of something, because that's not easy. Nobody's like, oh, pick me. I want to sit in that hurtful place where I feel it all. But perhaps this King of Cups could help you with that, could really help you get through that. So this seems like this could be a good thing if you're struggling to communicate whatever it is you need to communicate from your heart space. I see you're coming out of this really hard time if you've been going through it, but don't be so afraid of the Death card. And I get it. You guys don't let go very well. You don't want to let go of that. But with that comes new birth, right? New beginnings can happen. And it's not easy to let people go or something, especially of an emotional manner. And if this is a job, there's a message of money coming in. Once you do this, once you settle, or a stable message, right? The Page of Pentacles came out to kind of clarify what you're refusing to let go, or what you're feeling that just stabbed you in the back, that you're feeling defeated, right? Which is your energy, or another earth sign, a Virgo or Capricorn. But it's a student type of energy, learning a trade, learning a skill. And perhaps this is you learning how to voice those emotions and those feelings in a way that is received well by others, that doesn't make you seem where you're too stubborn or too closed off or too practical, right? That gives you that human element, because you guys are. You're very compassionate people. All the Tauruses I know, they're very sweet, very creative, very giving. But they also don't want to be taken advantage of. So they have this tough exterior, not to be messed with. But they also want to be a leader. So I get that. So you could be learning either about this, or once you let whatever this is die, because it's served its purpose, then you're going to get a message of some type of stability, or you're going to get that stability back. So Source is telling me not to fear here, okay? And let's see, I'll get clarity on this Page of Pentacles. And if this is a job, then this shows that you're going to start learning a new trade, or you can learn a new trade to advance your position in life. Okay, yeah, there's something you're refusing to take a rest on. You feel some type of burnout. So you got a lot of swords in here. So this is suggesting you need to take a break and seek some type of guidance. Perhaps in regards to your emotions or giving a message. Sorry, that just keeps coming out. Let me go ahead and shuffle these one more time, and I'll try to get some more clarity. But you guys have a lot of heavy energy. I'm sure you've been feeling it for a while. I feel it in my chest, like someone's suffocating me. That must be tough for you guys. I feel it in your heart chakra. You're feeling very, that can be very confusing for someone that is very analytical and practical. Absolutely. I'm so sorry you guys are going through that. I'm empathetic soul. Yeah, that can be very challenging. I can understand. It's, even as a water sign, I have a hard time expressing emotions because it's a very vulnerable place, especially if I care about someone. So, all right, what is this? Needing to rest, feeling defeated, but you're coming out of it. You're coming out of this phase of just exhaustion. I mean, you practically have all the sword cards here. You can't, anymore. And when I first was shuffling your cards, the first one I saw at the beginning, if this will help anybody, was justice. I don't know if you're going through something or looking for justice in something that happened or something that you're upset about, but it's coming in. If you're looking for that clarity, that was like a jumper card when I first started shuffling, but it wasn't in a direction, it kind of was like catty cornered, so I wasn't sure to take it, and I was like, if it'll come out again. But if that helps anyone, if that really helps your situation, we got, if there was an injustice done, karma's coming back to whoever did this, right? Let's see. So bear with me. This is a tough energy. But you guys can't stop being so stubborn. You gotta let the pieces fall where they may. You might be surprised at what the universe will have in store for you. You know what I'm saying? I know it's easier said than done. Okay, ooh. And as promised, a soulmate. This could be the Two of Cups. Okay, so that's what all this is for. Letting go of something so that you can attract in either your soulmate or a business partner. Soulmates don't have to be, this could be a twin flame. The caduceus in the middle with the lion's head, that's very healing energy, and it's divinely guided. So perhaps this is a learning phase, and it's for wisdom, more experience in matters of the heart, okay? And if you're asking, why is this happening to me? This is what I feel like from the cards, that this is like an equal give and take, you know what I'm saying? Of emotions. This is even transfer of energy of our souls, giving our souls, you know. Yes, money's nice and all that good stuff. But when we're in relationships with other people, to feel matters from the heart sometimes can really outweigh materialistic things, believe it or not. And I know you guys like nice things, and you assume that if you like nice things, other people might. And sometimes we do that, you know. We think like, what would I want? So let me project that. But let me tell you, there's a good book. It's the 5 Love Languages, and it's how people feel loved mostly. So if you want to check that out, just help your spiritual journey a little bit more. It'll probably give you some clarity, especially if you struggle with anything that's not logical or practical, okay? And for those that, you know, are more emotional, it might teach them how to be more practical and logical and not so emotional, right? So it goes both ways. I'm not just picking on you guys, I promise. Guys are amazing people and you're so compassionate. So, but this must have been a really hard time. This is something you had a really tough time communicating. There's something I feel, not for everyone, but for the message that who needs to get it. You're struggling to Mercury retrograde. I'm struggling just to talk logically, right? So, don't worry, it's all of us, okay? So you're not alone. But you're struggling to communicate something that's heartfelt. That's what I'm getting from the reading. So I'm going to leave it at that. Promises of a new love, whether it's a business partner, a soulmate, a lover, you know, a good friend that you might need in your life. I see that coming in and being readily available when you learn, and you'll be able to have harmony and balance in heartfelt situations. So this is definitely a lesson. I get that with the Page of Pentacles. And because there's 2 pages here. So this is about learning and being able to communicate with others and others' needs and others' desires, along with your own. So, yes, while this could seem earth-shattering or a loss of a connection, it's just something you've outgrown, okay? Where you're going to, the next place you're going, maybe this situation wouldn't have served you, okay? So while losses are hard or giving up something, you know, sometimes we have to give up the good for the great. And I see that that's what's in these cards right now. So I hope that gives you a little bit of hope. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your February. Positive. The final outcome is a very fresh, young, new start type of energy. Like new budding love, new experiences. And be grateful for the things you have in your life now. I think that'll help you accelerate as well. Be grateful. Look around and see what you do have. And I think Source will really reward you for that, okay? Or if you've gotten out of that practice, all right? So guys, thank you so much. I hope this wasn't too confusing. And I will be back in March to read for you guys again. Again, like, share, subscribe. That helps my channel. It helps me help you. Keep everything positive. We're on this journey together. You know, we're all fighting a battle y'all know nothing about. So try to be kind to others, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful end of February.